taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the NC State Wolfpack. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollock and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. NC State will kick off, and that'll get things underway. He'll call for the fair catch here. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. A strike downfield. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
And a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes a stop.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Back to throw, it's Holstein. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
And don't get it twisted. A big part of this team's formula for success defensively is getting after the quarterback. In their last game, they had 6 sacks, won the game. They know they've got to be able to get after the QB, and this one put some pressure on them, and they're already off to a great start.
Set on first down. They'll give it to the back. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. To the ground with the back. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
This is where you make the money on the drives. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. He'll try to pick it up on the ground. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
Wolfpack will have 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Pressure coming. And he can't escape, and down he goes. The #1 job is to protect their quarterback, and they did not.
They did not. But my #1 job as a defensive lineman is to attack your quarterback and get him on the ground just like this, get in the sack, rattle this guy as much as you can, as many hits as possible on these quarterbacks.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And it's picked off.
After watching that interception, I just wonder if this kid's too amped up tonight. He was so excited to take the field. He thought this was going to be a game that he could stat it up, but he's going to have to do a better job tonight with his decision-making. That is not how you want to start a game.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Across the 45. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
Man, I want to be a running back in this offense. When you take that handoff to the right and you see that blocking and all the holes open up, that's a good sight for a running back.
You've heard of read and react. I think the defense read it. They just didn't react very well.
Well, when you got that kind of a line, just all that push they're getting on that right side, they just pushed the defensive lineman back, got in the linebacker's laps, and man, oh man, it was brutal up front.
Looking to pass. It's Holstein. He's going for it all. And it's caught inside the 25. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. They keep count of their number of explosive plays, and that last one has them set up 1st and 10 at the 19. On the run, it's Scott. Working his way and keeping those legs moving, picks up 5 down to the 14.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Back to the ground with the running back. Relying on that running game inside the red zone. He picked up 3 to the 11. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They'll go with a direct snap. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Lining up to add another. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Top 15 teams colliding today in a huge matchup, and it's now a final. Oklahoma was relentless today in a road win that frankly wasn't even as close as the final score indicates. This was a vintage Sooners performance, one that really should instill confidence within this program. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the new top 25 poll next week as this one, gentlemen.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big 1st down.
All right, well, look, I know the defense was feeling real good about their run D coming into this one and how they've been playing up to this point, but finally, David, the offense breaks through and they finally generate something positive on the ground.
And I can't tell you how easy it is. When you're going to throw the ball consistently, and I know it, I'm going to pin my ears back, and I'm going to get to the quarterback. It makes life really easy on the defensive line. But when you can have balance, now the defense doesn't know what's coming. They need more of this if they're going to be successful on offense.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Still on his feet at the 45. Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Coming after him. Got rid of it just in time. And the laundry drops as the pass falls incomplete. Let's see who the penalty's on.
7, NC State, 0.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. To the air, it's Bailey. This time he's got his man. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Going to try to get it himself. Quarterback gets enough. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9.
You can tell this is a pass play. He has his eyes down the field. He's looking to throw the football. But how nice is it when you got a guy like this that can scramble and go get you a first down? It's just really hard to stop from a defensive perspective.
They'll dial up the run on first and goal. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
He's going to the right looking for a path to the end zone. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
All right, so now you're in this third down situation close to the goal line, and it just feels, David, like they're going to have to throw the football in order to score a touchdown here. I like maybe trying to get the quarterback outside on the perimeter and give him a run-pass option.
I like that, too. Get the quarterback on the move. And here's the thing. If I get close and I get stopped, it's fourth down. Fourth down.
Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. No, look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. Not a chance. Missed it. Penalty marker on the field, and the kicker's going to get another go at it, this time a little closer. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Single back formation, and they give it to him. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, North Carolina State. On to attempt the try. Hit that one with some aggression for the point after. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Red pass, it's complete. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
At the 45 on his way. All kinds of running room. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Pitt! And once he got loose, it was all over.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And he knows how to finish in style, a 66-yarder to the house. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And, David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would...
Hit the afterburners, kid. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run it.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Back to pass, it's Bailey. Makes the grab. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
And a really good job by the quarterback being very decisive. He saw his matchup, he went for it, he attacked it, got the positive gain. I would say he's going to find that guy a few more times today.
Now on 1st down after that completion. He wants to throw. He'll pull it down and run. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
The Wolfpack now operating in the red zone. From the shotgun, the inside give. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. It's amazing how a play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you are.
Oh, the big fella almost had the interception. Instead, it'll be 4th down. They'll play it safe and try for 3. They pick the spot. It's going to be about a 37-yard attempt. And that is no good. After that miss, still a 7-point game, guys. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Wants to throw. It's Holstein. Zings it complete to the right. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the 1st down.
They had a great job by the QB, finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the 1st down.
After moving the sticks with the pass, here we are on 1st down. Looking down the middle. He's got it. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the 1st down.
Right, 2nd quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some 1st downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
And the Panthers getting set on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's how you blow up the screen pass if you're on defense. You got to hit the quarterback fast, force the incompletion.
After the misfire, it's 2nd down. He'll just keep slinging it. He lobs one high down the left side. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
On 3rd down, going up top.
And on that 3rd down play, there just wasn't any timing between the quarterback as an intended target. As a result, ball falls incomplete, setting up 4th.
Pitt will have to boot this one away. 2nd time today they've been forced to punt. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can
And he's running in the open. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. Touchdown, NC State! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it.
Hey, coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
After that latest answer, tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Offense is back on the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
The best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
After trying the running game on 1st down, they come to the line on 2nd down. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back.
Well, they pick up the 1st down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to get the sack, and then they sneak the running back screen right in behind them and pick up the 1st.
Looking downfield, it's Holstein. Moving away from pressure. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
Man, how tough is this guy to defend? He drops back, everything tells you pass, and then he scrambles and gets the 1st down. Just so hard to defend.
The offense getting set for a 1st down from the 45. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
Now on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He's got him this time. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. The Panthers have it with a 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Getting some heat. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. We'll see if they can get a little better protection after the sack. It's 2nd and 12. Dropping back, it's Holstein. It's complete on the right side. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Nice completion, nice short gain. Now it sets up 3rd down. And wait a minute, 3rd down now becomes, we're going to go for it on 4th down anyway, so it really doesn't matter that much. Great job getting a little chunk. Now we get to go have some fun.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He finds his man. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Panthers!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
14.
It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every 3rd down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
2nd and 10, he'll throw again. Floating away. Fires to the right. Makes a connection. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll run it from the gun. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. They'll go right back to him. Obliterates him, still on the move. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. They'll try to boot this thing deep to start the second half. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return. Touchback. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They start this third quarter one-possession game and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
Away from the defender. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack. It seems like every single time they decide to run the ball.
Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Trying to get to him. He's going to take off. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
Quarterback checking off. Trying to find his man on first down. Trying to beat the D deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Well, the offense trying to hit the dagger route. You see the receiver, he went down the field, stretched it, made it look like it was going to be a go, put his foot in the ground, try to cut to the inside. They're just not able to be on the same page there.
At the 35, he's open. Got a lot of running room. Touchdown, Wolfpack! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Oh, he's going to take a chance and bring it out. And he's tackled at the 2-yard line, and that was a terrible decision to bring it out. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Backed up at the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Makes it past the marker. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
Those outside runs, if they can get the edge like they do, great job by the right guard, right tackle, getting the edge. And now what does this do? This makes cornerbacks come up and tackle. Safeties come up and tackle. As opposed to linebackers and big defensive players, you get your guy out in space where he can use his speed and his physicality against guys that usually cover and don't come up and make tackles.
Direct snap. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Got his man on the right. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Looking to throw, it's Holstein. Fires into traffic, intercepted. He smashes his way through again. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Timing has to be so good. When you're throwing at his own defense over the middle of the field, the ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Set up for second and short after that completion. Out of the gun to give to the back. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Keeps looking downfield. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to him.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes.
Oh, look out. There he goes. At the 20. Touchdown, Wolfpack. And that one will put him up here in the second half.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Navy answered the bell away from Annapolis today with an impressive victory. The midshipmen knew the challenges awaiting them, and they met them head-on. Generally the mark of a really good team. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Looking for a gap. It's Goff. Got room at the 35. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
The analytics nerds say the goal was at least 4 yards on 1st and 10. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that 1st down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
They are dialed in on this drive, a couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on 1st down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. And that is good versatility there, and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage.
Kind of like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Shakes off the defender. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the 1st down. They've got it at the 40.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, NC State 28, Pitt 21.
Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football.
Touchdown, Panthers. Reeled it in and just made the house call. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And the scoring play comes on a touchdown pass from 22 yards out. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Feeling some heat. Caught in the backfield. It's Anderson. At the 35, he's loose. Out across the 30, marked down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. To the air on 1st down. Looking for a huge play. Catch inside the 30 and still running. Touchdown, North Carolina State. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Kickoff team lining up to send this one away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The lone back's got it. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking for a man. It's Holstein. He's going to run it. This senior quarterback moving the chains and picking up a first down for his team.
He's got such good awareness in the pocket. He does a good job of feeling the rush, and you know it's a pass, and you want to keep your eyes downfield, but he sees an opening, and if he sees an opening, he's got the ability to go get it and get a first down.
The analytics nerds will tell you that a 4-yard pickup on first down is a successful play. Let's see what they have on 1st and 10.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Movement here from the tight end. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
And David, how demoralizing does it have to be for a defense when you know they're going to run it, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to run it, and still you cannot stop it?
There's nothing more demoralizing as a defensive lineman because it ticks you off. It gets in your head. You know that guy's going to come off and smack you, and you got to do something about it. I think the defense maybe time to start committing more guys to stopping that run, not worrying about the pass as much.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D-tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double-teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Quick strike complete. Smashes through the tackle. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
One of the things that makes this guy so dangerous is how good he is after the catch. If he's got any space around him, he's able to burst. He's able to make people miss and get extra yards for his offense. You saw it right there.
And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop.
As a defense, when you're trying to stop the run, it's really as simple as just doing your job. You have to have gap integrity up front. DBs need to come downhill and fill. And the defense wasn't able to get it done.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down into this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
The extra point is up and good, and we are tied up in the 4th. Coming down the stretch in the 4th, and we are all tied up, about set to kick it away. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Pulls and fires complete. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, but don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. The give from the gun. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. How aggressive will they get on 1st and 10? Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Working the middle, it's complete. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come open.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
NC State at the line with a 1st and 10. The quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And it's just simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Leaves it with the back. And a good solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
I think you run that play so you stay out of 3rd and long. 3rd and long is not where an offense ever wants to thrive. 3rd and medium, hey, I'm good with that. So you run that play to make sure you're set up for a good 3rd down.
3rd and short from the 28. Let's see if this is 4-down territory or if they just pick up the first here. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
Well, it just seems like everything is working for the offense on this drive. Another nice game, this time on the ground.
All tied up, under a minute to play. To the ground, he's got it again. Touchdown, NC State! And they've got the lead in the final minute.
And how about this offense, man? They knew they needed to execute. Great play calling, great drive, put it together. Now you got a chance to go up by 7 late in this ball game and then let your defense go on the field and seal it for you.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, it's a final now in one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable top 25 clash. Auburn escaped with the victory, and I say escaped. Look, in college football, teams will take any win, but I think those Tigers fans there today could have done without this one being so close. Going to be interesting to see what the fallout from this one is for one ranked team, while the other figures to get a bounce when the new rankings come out, guys.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Wants to throw on first down. He wants a big play here late. Wide open, he makes the catch. Can anyone catch him? And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Pitt!
What a massive play by this offense. Man, you needed it. Great execution. Now kick the extra point, tie this football game up late, or do you go for 2? Do you go for the win? Do you try to take the lead? That is a you decision.
And a little pressure, no problem. The extra point ties the game here in the 4th. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. A pretty good bit of ground to cover here, Jesse, but they've got some time to work with. Afterburner's coming. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Wolfpack! And inside a minute to go, they've got the lead. They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. So see quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. They'll need to be very sound here, limit this return, and put this game in the hands of their defense to salt it away. Fair catch, called for and made. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. And they're going to have to fight this defense, and they're also up against it with time, Jesse.
Yeah, no doubt, Reese. And this quarterback now...
He lost one down the sideline. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on.
Man, you know the defensive coordinator on that play was holding his breath, because in the fourth quarter, you got one of the fastest players in the game going deep on you, and that's going to be a helmet sticker for somebody. Like, forcing an incompletion against that guy, that's incredible.
Looking for a man. It's Holstein. And that pass is intercepted. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Wolfpack. How about that D coming up with a play like that? They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1. Guess they wanted to make sure they rubbed a little salt in the wound here down the stretch.
And it's your job to stop them. Keep playing football. I like it when the offense keeps the foot on the accelerator. It's your job. If you don't like it defensively, do something about it.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to go up top on first down. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And here's the third interception of the night. Going the other way, and he's got room. And the interception was enough. The return made it even better as he gets it down to the 48-yard line.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.